Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's time to meet our community, the Hispanic business community here in Orange County, powered by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio, streaming live from our studios here at the University of California Irvine's Beale Applied Innovation Center, with our host, the host who knows the most about all this, John Gutierrez. Hey, John.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to our community podcast show, where our community is your community, powered by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I'm your host, John Gutierrez. Buenos dias. Founder of OC Hospice and board member here at the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Today, our special guests are Francis Bertran and Suzanne Ameri, who are Para Todos, which is part of an amazing legendary magazine that's been around 27 years. And the family has run this amazing magazine that you'll see here. I'll put it up here briefly. And, it's one of these things where, of course, not only are they legendary in the community, but Francis and Suzanne have had the opportunity to also meet many celebrities, and we're going to hear all their stories. So let's welcome both Francis and Susanna. Thank you so much for being here, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
We love it.
So,
we appreciate the chamber and everything you do for us in the community here in Orange County.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You guys have been involved with our chamber for many, many years. And so why don't you share with us a little bit about how the magazine got started, and, where the name Para Todos came? Because I think, Francis, that would be a great start to let people know in the community how it all started.
Absolutely. In 1995, my mother, the publisher of Para Todos, was working at ROP in San Juan Capistrano, where we came directly from Argentina. It was our first stop, and we kind of set our roots here in San Juan Capistrano, Orange County. And after working so many years with the Latino community in the early 90s, my mom realized that there was a need to have a platform for the community in Spanish, because it didn't exist. At the time, there were no other Spanish magazines. One of my mom's favorite stories is that she went to different newspapers and suggested the idea, and they all turned her down because they didn't think there was a market for it. And obviously, 27 years later, we see the growth of Latinos in Orange County and how important we are, from small businesses to huge businesses, to corporations, to presidents of organizations, and we see the impact we've made here in the community. And these 27 years has been such an incredible evolution. My mom started Para Todos, which means for everyone in Spanish, with a hope to have a platform for everyone. We started in San Juan Capistrano, and the first issue made it to Santa Ana, to Los Angeles, and then she'd get phone calls saying, "We found Para Todos in Mexico," and I think she was so overwhelmed because we, initially wanted to make a little small community magazine, right?
Yes.
To start small and keep going bigger. And
I remember, if I'm correct, I've heard from people that you're a young man at the time.
Yes, I am 36 now. Obviously I didn't start when it started.
Yes.
But I got to see a strong Latina woman growing up, and that to me was incredible. My mom, being a single mom, had no rules. She kind of just followed her dreams. She went to Saddleback College to take some classes on journalism, because at the time she had no idea kind of how to begin a process to make a platform for Latinos. So she took an amazing class, and it opened her mind to be able to do such a thing. At the time, it was typewriters and floppy disks. So imagine the difficulties of making a magazine at the time. We get.
So you got to see a lot of these challenges as a young man, seeing your mom, single mother, doing this.
Exactly, and I would help her out here and there because as the youngsters know, right, we kind of understand the digital world a little bit more. So I would scan the negatives when we'd get images from the superstars, and it was a fun challenge. But I love that. We've gone from floppy disk to Instagram. We've seen the evolution of media in so many different ways, which is amazing.
That's pretty amazing. I know that one of the things that I recently saw your mom tell a story with other community leaders. She shared some of those big challenges of how it's evolved, but she's so proud of you. How do you feel today knowing that your mom has seen you grow up? Because she talked about that day. She was so proud of, how long you've come in all those challenges, how much you help her, of course, how you guys run this organization, this magazine. What does that make you feel when your mom says how proud she is of you?
I think genuinely, like, I have an incredible role model as a mother. So, and she built her path. And I think that is one of the coolest things to have as a base. And currently I feel so proud of what we've accomplished. I came in 20 years ago. My very first event that I dragged her to was American Idol, season 1.
Oh, wow.
My very first interview was with,
How cool is that?
with Kelly Clarkson, if you can imagine that.
Really?
I took the first picture with her backstage after she won American Idol. And my mom had no idea of celebrity and all that world, because at the time, magazines were more business or people's, personal stories of local community, situations. And it quickly turned into this obsession with celebrity in the entertainment industry, which we kind of see a lot of more today. So,
yes.
But, her key and her goal has always been to balance that. And that's what I admire about her the most. And she's taught me that a business owner is just as cool as a superstar.
Yes.
And I think that is what I'm most grateful for and most proud of, that I've been able to continue that legacy in a sense that she initiated in 95,
How did Suzanne come into the picture here? How did that happen? Can we share that story?
So I met you 17 years ago.
Wow.
On MySpace through mutual
No
friends.
way. How cool is that?
Yeah. I've always loved the Hollywood world. And so when I saw him doing all the red carpets and everything, I said, I have to get involved in a magazine.
Really? So just social media, you guys met there, and she just reached out to you and said, hey, I want to get involved?
Absolutely. And that's why I think it's so important, because social media is such a bigger platform today, right?
Yes.
At the time, MySpace, was
Yes.
was just the birth of that, and Facebook was beginning. But if you remember, it was for college students at the time. So MySpace was a place for everyone to meet, and us to meet creatives. I've met Suzanne. I met so many cool makeup artists, creatives
Yes.
on social media throughout the years that I've gotten to work with. But Susan came when I was starting out, essentially. If I started 20 years ago, she came in 17 years. And we just kind of hit the ball running, right? Like we
Yes.
went straight forward. We went to events, from the Grammys to,
Yes.
so many award shows.
Yeah.
What were some of your favorites?
Definitely the Alma Awards, the Grammys, the Oscars.
Wow. We're dropping some cool names here, folks.
Yeah.
Is everybody listening? Wow. We need to hang out with you guys more. and what do you remember of these award shows? Like, what is it that stands out the most to you guys?
I think I was really nervous my very first one. I
Okay.
took like 2 outfits because he would always tell me to change outfits. But I think, I met Pitbull.
Did you?
Before
What was that like?
Before he was Pitbull. I remember that was a Teen Choice Award.
So he was like Puppy Bull.
Yeah, he was Puppy Bull because they asked me to interview him. And I
Yes.
said no. And
She literally said no to Pitbull. Can you hear that?
Wow.
And then my family is like, no, you need to, get him back. And so I
Yes.
had such a good interview. I know it's on tape somewhere, but it was such a good, just being with him and his energy.
That's
And,
awesome.
Francis always told me to be confident
Yes.
with them, and I'm not scared. But, being around Pitbull, Eva Longoria, William Levy,
Wow.
we've done it all.
Wow, there's some big names. Now,
Yeah.
other big names that you want to mention that the magazine obviously has created this platform, right, for you, which I think it's great. What other, cool celebrities would you say, or events that you felt that the magazine has really been a part of?
I think what's really cool about Para Todos is that we're kind of the starting page for Latino artists.
Okay.
They come to us when they're starting out their career, and they want to, reach their community, right? Their direct Latino fan base that they're hoping to grow with. I love working with young artists and starting with them from the very beginning. My very first photo shoot was actually Eva Longoria.
Really?
And that was in Los Angeles on Melrose.
What is she like?
Well, we shot at Von Dutch, if you remember. Von Dutch was a huge fashion company in the early
Yes,
2000s. And it was incredible. She had that charisma. She had that laugh that she still has today. That same energy, which I adore her. And every time we see each other, we reminisce of those times. And it's just incredible because 2 months later she booked Desperate Housewives. So
Really?
I was kind of seeing her as this girl that I knew was going to be a superstar. Like
Wow.
we were bumping into each other at events, at red carpets, at award shows, and I was like, you're going to be a superstar. And
Wow.
I absolutely loved working with her. I've had the pleasure of working with a lot of young artists when they start their careers. Today they're not so young anymore. Some
Yes.
drops I can do is like J Balvin.
Yes.
I met him when they brought him out from Colombia, and obviously now he's got like the most views on Spotify and stuff,
It's crazy.
which
yeah.
is insane. He's beating Billie Eilish, artists that are
Wow.
insane. Other ones, Becky G, who's another
Yes.
huge artist today. Carol G, who just did Coachella. She's the first Latina to headline Coachella on the main stage.
So a lot of these artists you met as they were coming up.
Yeah, they would, the studios would bring them out, and, they'd want shoots, right, to get their image out there. And a lot of amazing PR people that I've worked with over the years, Charlie Perez at Universal, Clara Pablo, like these incredible publicists that found these artists first.
Yes.
One of my dear friends, Rondine Alcala, she now represents Ricky Martin.
Wow.
Throughout the years, we've done so many things together, and she was one of the first to believe in me, because it really does take a publicist to kind of say, okay, let's go in that direction. Let's do a shoot. I have faith in you. They're handing over someone with 5 million followers, right, to a young man
Yes.
that hasn't worked with their clientele. And one of my favorite moments was going to Miami and shooting Ricky Martin at the Soho House, and that was incredible to see him in his element.
Really?
It was about 10 years ago now, and he was such an artist, down to styling himself for the most part, which to me is impressive. Like when you're so confident in knowing what your image is and what direction you want to take it.
Is it a whole different world, would you say, Francis, that people don't know about or see? Have you been living in a world of like, wow, I've been very fortunate to walk down this path and see the backside or the back doors of, the world of entertainment?
I think it's so interesting. A lot of my high school friends or close personal friends always say, what are the conspiracy theories? What are the, what's going on backstage?
Yes, yes.
And honestly, 90% is luck. There's so much talent out there, but it's about also connecting with the right people, which is what I love the Chamber so much for, because you guys are connectors.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
that's
for
so
saying that.
important in
Yes.
any business, any industry. Like it's about your friendships that you establish and those things that you can put together, and you kind of have to puzzle your life together in a little bit. And I started so young as a photographer. I wanted to be an artist, and I got into photography. My first assignment that I gave myself was shooting Mariah Carey on tour.
Yes.
And I was literally like 16 years old, which was surreal, but it was almost easy because I had that confidence of I want to go in there and I want to do it. I didn't limit myself.
Yes. Suzanne, so you shared earlier that Francis, of course, would give you that confidence. Would you say that's helped you just grow as a person? This magazine, Francis, the family. Share a little bit about that.
I think definitely I've grown as a person
Mm-hmm.
because of him and everything that he's taught me. I think, because of Sylvia and, seeing him on the red carpets and just it's like you have to dream big.
Yes.
And I think because of him giving that to dream big,
Mm-hmm.
we've gone on to do Nightline with Ted Koppel and E! News. He's always given me that ambition that go for those goals. Even
Yes.
if one door closes, another door will open. And I think that's so important.
Such an inspiration, Francis.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
You know,
ridiculous stories. Like Susan has helped me in crazy ways. We've been in magazines featuring our photo shoots, Us Weekly, so many cool placements because of just like we don't limit
Yes.
our dreams. You just gotta aim to the top. And we did an amazing shoot with William Levy, and it got on
Nightline.
Really?
I mean, how crazy is that?
I know,
crazy is that?
Nightline. It was like E News. I just remember it was when he was on Dancing with Stars.
Yes.
And I
yes.
was so nervous. That was my first time meeting him. And it was just so inspirational to
Yes.
see all of that come true. It's all, thanks to our teamwork and, believing in each other's dreams. I think that's important. Obviously, I think one of the first tasks you made me do was call Selena, the museum. And I was so scared, but I was able to talk to like Selena's father. And it just like he gave me those goals of dream big, don't hesitate. If they
Wow.
say no, work with them till they say yes. So
There's always a way. There's always a way. We love Selena. She was actually our first celebrity cover in 1997, and as we know, her story has impacted us so much
Yes.
as Latinos, and in general, the entertainment world, realized that there's a huge market right there. That
Yes.
there's a Spanish voice that the world is listening to, and we've had about 3 covers for Selena over the years, and Susan helped me out. We getting content, getting stories from the family, and how cool
It's
is
almost like J-Lo's taking over that,
Yeah.
right? That
Yeah.
wave of Selena, right?
Jennifer Lopez, we've interviewed her many times and had her on the cover as well, and we love her. She's her own person in my mind. I
Yes.
think at the time, nobody knew her. I'm still a fan of Anaconda, which came out at the same time.
Yes.
Um,
I remember that. Yes.
But Selena was amazing. Obviously, we can't deny that
Yeah.
impact that had. But she took that opportunity, and I don't think she even knew she wanted to be a singer. Essentially, she was dancing,
Exactly.
on
In Living
shows
Color, right?
Yeah,
Where she
in Living
started.
Color,
Yeah.
yeah. So
What was that like for you to interact or be involved with J-Lo? I mean, such a huge star.
it was interesting. A funny story is in '96, one of our advertisers came to my mom and was like, we have this young girl. We think she's gonna be big. She just booked this, Selena movie. What do you think about putting her, featuring her on the cover? We went with Selena Quintanilla for the cover,
Oh,
but
interesting. Okay.
we obviously started featuring J-Lo inside the magazine.
Okay.
And 2 months later, I think 2 years later, she had her first album come out, which was incredible, and on
Yes.
the 6, and that exploded her career. And obviously, she just did Super Bowl and all these things.
Yes.
So it's been cool to watch that journey. That's what I'm saying. Like, watching people grow is my favorite thing to do, and my favorite thing to see in this industry, business and entertainment.
Now, I will say the magazine is more than just celebrities and all that. I know as a journalist, right? There's some
Yes.
great stories you're writing in there, Suzanne. You want to share a little bit about that? Like what people will find in here? I mean, other than just, of course, celebrities and big events. I know there's a lot more to the magazine than that, right? As a journalist.
I think you find everything in that magazine. We cover all sorts of local events.
Okay.
Obviously Estrella Awards
Yep.
is coming up, so you always see
Yes.
Estrella Awards talking about, the performances. Then we go on to the Person Notable,
Yeah.
which, we've worked on Manuela Cuevas, who was Elvis's designer and designed clothes for Johnny Cash.
Okay.
And then you just work with we work with different restaurants,
Yes.
Avilas, Sueños.
Yes.
They've all been a part of it. So I think Para Todos is so impactful because not only do you get your celebrities, but you get your local, you just get everything. It's all thanks to Sylvia
Yes.
and obviously Francis and the
Thanks
whole
to
team.
Sylvia for inspiring balance. I think that's one of the coolest things. If it were up to me, it'd probably be all celebrity.
Yes.
But she kept telling, no, we have to promote the local business.
Your mom keeps that
you know,
grounded.
and that's so
great.
important.
Yes.
We're the yin and the yang, right? Like she does the business, and she's always focused on that. And we've had some incredible people. I think the councils of Mexico
Yes.
have been some of my favorite.
I know
to
your
work with over
mom
the year.
a couple times, right? Recently, I know she's with you all, have featured Villa Roma, our friends.
Yeah.
Of course, you're Argentinian, right? Your
Yeah.
background, and I know you love the food there, right?
Yeah, we love supporting our Argentine restaurant, Villa
Yeah.
Roma, and Teresa and Leo. I
Yes.
think what was so incredible what they did when the pandemic began is how much they did for the community.
Yes. I
And
was there.
I think
yeah.
I just kind of sat back and observed and was in awe just seeing Leo's hands hurt, from all the work he was doing to help,
Yes.
the homeless community. And
I mean, he had to have surgery recently. That's
it
crazy.
was
Just
insane.
from all the work he did. Yes.
But how cool to see that small businesses that are Latino owned are not just helping their staff, but they're helping the community. I think that's where we aim to promote those types of businesses and promote those types of people that have that goal to help others.
Well, we only have a few minutes left here. The producer's giving me the look. But I want to make sure before we go, is there anything you want to share with listeners out there that's exciting coming up for Para Todos? I know you also mentioned, of course, not only do they have the magazine, but it's also online, right? Where can people find you online and everywhere else?
Yeah, we're on Instagram, social media. We have, at Para Todos if you want to follow us, and we have paratodos.com.
Mm-hmm.
Our print issue is actually getting better. Our,
Nice.
The magazine world has shrunk a little bit, as we know, but we are investing. We're making the quality of our print publication even better. We're wanting people to have something different in their hands, and I think that's what's so cool. So you can subscribe for free, follow us on Instagram, DM us on Facebook, Instagram, however you want.
And they can pick up a free magazine,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
You can
Circulated, right?
Yeah, you can find it at different places around Orange County, at Villa Roma, at libraries, at different main spots.
And I think
around
that's
the world.
great. It's a free magazine. Anybody
Absolutely.
wishing to pick it up. And like, as you mentioned, I mean, there's some great stories in here about the community. I know you guys help a lot of charities. Thank you for that too. We really appreciate you guys doing that. The Chamber really appreciates everything. Not only you all do, the magazine, the many years your mother has dedicated to our Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce as a board member. Folks, we are with Francis Bertran and Suzanne Ameri. Of course, part of Para Todos, which is a legendary magazine. Go out and pick it up in your local stores, areas, restaurants. A great partner in our Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Before we go, I just want to remind everybody we're excited to have Estrella Awards this May 7th. Visit our website for our chamber for more information, which is ochcc.org. On there, you will find information regarding our youth chamber, all of our community events, and also our amazing job board in case you know anybody looking to post a job, find a job. It's a great tool that we have there now. And again, I want to thank our guests today, Suzanne and Francis. Thank you all for everything you do. And please give our thanks to Silvia, of course.
Thank you so much for having us.
One of
Thank
these
you
days,
so much.
we'll have her here too, and
She's
she can
nice.
tell some of those great stories, right? And folks, have a great day. And of course, just remember that here at our community podcast show, we are all about the community, where our community is your community. Have a great day, folks.
Well, that wraps up another episode of Meet Our Community podcast, powered by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio. Streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Beale Applied Innovation Center. Join us each week as we celebrate and explore the richness of this thriving community and the real stories of the real people who make it so really special. Because our community is your community.